So now I'll be explaining more about the program details. Our challenge has launched for close to a month now. Applications is ongoing. Today we have our online info session, and the objective is for you to hear more from our challenge owners before you make your application. The submission deadline will be on 11 August, 2359 hours Singapore time. I highly encourage that you do not wait until the last minute. In the past challenge, we have experienced that the startups, they realize that they are unable to click the submit button in time, and they were panicking and contacting the organizers. So make your applications earlier. After the deadline, the organizers and the challenge owners will have a tough job reviewing all the applications, and we will look to announce our top 6 as target date of. After the top 6 has been selected, we'll enter an incubation period of 3 months, and that would conclude with our demo day. So the difference from the 2019 program is that that we have a longer incubation period, and with the intention to really push the development of the POC with the startups earlier and faster, and also being able to demonstrate more results during our demo day. So depending on the demo day results, startups would have the opportunity to pilot their projects with the organizers. To help with your application, I would like to share the selection criteria. The first criteria is effectiveness. Your application should demonstrate how effective it is in solving the challenge statement and how effective the solution have been in past projects. That will be 25%. Innovativeness. How does this proposed solution compare to the next best alternative? The team have the technical capabilities to customize a solution for the purpose of the challenge. This will be 20%. Pilot feasibility. This is one of the higher weighted criteria because we really want to look at win-win outcomes where the organizers can work with the startups. With that, you should demonstrate how sound your proposal is for the pilot, how likely the solution can be proven and implemented on a larger scale, taking in consideration the required cost, time, and effort. The last criteria, credibility. So you should prove that the founders and the team have relevant past experience and successes. Does the company have a strong portfolio of clients and investors to sustain their business? This will be 25%, and in total, everything. So as part of the incubation phase, to develop your proof of concept, we will be onboarding our challenge owners and which are subject matter experts to help with the development of the proof of concept. These challenge owners are also present online today, so do catch them. We also recruited mentors from our partners and the mobility, and during the incubation phase, we will be matching you to them. Yep, I'll just leave you a moment. More details can be found on our website. Right, so I would say that our top 6 are already winners because they will be able to work with our challenge owners to develop a proof of concept. And on top of that, they will be receiving AWS 25,000. The finalists will be competing for the top 3 prizes, which is the SG Tech Startup Membership, cash prize pool of 30,000, and matching Startup SG grant. During our demo day, we are pulling together a distinguished panel of judges. So firstly, we have Lam Wishan, Group Director, Technology and Industry Development from the Land Transport Authority of Singapore. Siu Yim Cheng, Group Chief Digital Officer, ComfortDelGro. Gan Boon Jin, Executive Vice President, Engineering and Chief Digital Transformation Officer from SMC Corporation, who is present with us today. Director, Transport and Logistics Division, Enterprise Singapore. Yo Si Kiat, Executive Director, SG Tech. With this, I would like to give the opportunity for you all to questions regarding the program. Feel free to submit your questions in the Q&A panel. Can I invite Daniel, Axel, Darren, and George to join me for this Q&A panel?
We have one question here for LTA or SMRT bus stakeholders. The question is, how does Carmen Bus as a solution compare to the current vendors?
Okay, maybe I'll just take that one first, and then my LTA colleagues can chime in. So with the objective of an innovation challenge, we are looking to solve a problem. In this case, Carmen came up with a good proposal, and therefore we took it through POC and are trying to move it towards proof of value. In a lot of cases, when you do innovation, comparing it with current vendors, definitely there'll be a right. Existing solutions will be much more shaped as a final product. So the objective here actually is to look at whether the innovative solution provided by Carmen can value add beyond what we see on the market. I can't tell you exactly what is on the market because I'm not from buses and I'm not from the industry, but I do know that the proposal that Carmen has put up is quite innovative. And so that's what we're trying to establish with them. What you'll see, these type of solutions are mainly in cars, and they are proposing that they adapt it to buses. So that's what we're trying to investigate in this POC project.
Yeah, just add on to what Excel mentioned. Carmen's proposal is different from the current practice, whereby they directly read the vehicle's data. But we know that even though it worked in cars, it might not work well in bus. So to accept. And once successful, we will work with different bus vendors to see how it can be deployed to a wider scale.
We have a few questions on the programs. I guess Zip and I to address this. First one is on which companies are entitled to, if there's any restrictions on criteria.
Okay, so companies need to be registered companies, not necessary in Singapore, but you need to be incorporated. We are open to working with companies around the world, but with the intention of doing business in Singapore. After all, organizers, they are all based in Singapore, and therefore we are looking to bring innovation into Singapore. I hope that answers the question. For the applications, do we prepare a proposal, right? Or this one Singaporean. So for the application, right, to make an application, visit our website. There's the link to our application portal. It will be a series of questions regarding your company details, your solution details, and in which under the solution detail, we will be asking you to upload a pitch deck. Yes, PDF format or PPT also can. Yeah, but mainly we just want to understand more about your solution and your company.
I think age requirements on that.
If you are able to incorporate a company, then you feel free to join the challenge. Do note that we are looking for companies with ready solution. This is not a hackathon. Looking for you to have some track record already of developing your solution.
Yeah, and I can add on a little bit to that. I guess where this question is potentially coming from also is whether different groups such as students, right, or researchers could participate. And I think for that, for students, there are separate challenges that each of the co-organizers currently run at the universities, right? For instance, SBS Transit ran something at NTU and NUS late last year, and maybe we might rerun it again this year. And those challenges, those innovation challenges, are targeted at students. And I believe my colleagues at SMRT and LTA also have similar initiatives. And for researchers, individual researchers, that again, there are different means and ways to engage us, right? In the specific case of SBS Transit, you can reach out to us directly, or if not, there are also other avenues such as LTA and please chime in here on the Land Transport Innovation Fund, right, which is targeted more at researchers. So this challenge then, specifically the Singapore Mobility Challenge, is targeted at companies and startups who have a ready solution and want to do something in Singapore.
Yeah, I just add on what Daniel mentioned. So if anyone is not clear about what the three organizations run for different challenge or funding, you can contact us separately offline. Thank you.
Let me just quickly take two more questions before we proceed to the challenge presentations. So the top three, yes, it will be selected during our demo day. So the application that you will be making now is meant to select the top 6, which then there's the top 6 will undergo an incubation period, which during the demo day, we will be selecting the top 3 winners. SMC 2020, yes, it is for companies with interesting solution to propose challenge statements. We encourage overseas companies to participate. Yeah, even if you don't have a setup in Singapore yet, but you must have the intention to conduct your business in Singapore. That's the main criteria.
Just to chip in a little bit more on that point, again, maybe another perspective to consider here also is that question could probably be coming from startups who are not based in Singapore and thinking about how they could actually physically travel to Singapore in this current period. So one thing I would ask all potential startups who intend to submit to look at is the timeline for this challenge, right? So we're looking to shortlist finalists in early September, and thereafter, we'll kickstart an incubation period with you guys. So between obviously the situation could change rapidly, and we hope for the better. And in which case, travel restrictions may or may not be lifted, and we hope that they will be. As it is currently, there's a green lane arrangement between Singapore and China, so China startups will be able to find a way to visit Singapore, and maybe additional green lane arrangements for business purposes could open up with time, domestically, maybe with markets and countries such as Malaysia or Japan or Korea and so forth, Australia and New Zealand, right? And when that happens, we obviously do encourage startups who are not based in Singapore to yes, please do come, please do submit, and bear in mind that the timeline for this challenge actually stretches till the end of the year. So plenty of time to see how the COVID situation changes, and we all hope that it will change for the better.